Hello and a very warm welcome to Feminine. I'm Dr. Neha Gupta, and we are meeting after a gap because all of us have been very badly hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, the second wave. But with the vaccination drive ongoing, we do hope that things start getting back on track pretty soon. So today's topic of discussion is very, very important. It is about exercise in pregnancy. So almost every pregnant woman that comes to my office has several questions. Doctor, when can I start exercising? What are the types of exercise that can I do? What can I do to have a vaginal delivery? And so on and so forth. To discuss about all of this in detail today, I have with me Dr. Alka Pavalia. Dr. Alka has a PhD in physiotherapy with her areas of special interest being women's health physiotherapy and musculoskeletal physiotherapy. Dr. Pavalia is currently working as an associate professor in a state university college, and she has over 10 years of experience and expertise in her field. So we are very, very glad to have with you today, Dr. Alka. A very warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Neha. It's a pleasure to be here on your channel.
Thank you. So coming straight to our topics today, the very first question, what are the benefits of exercise in pregnancy?
Well, to do exercises during pregnancy has many benefits, and starting with just few, like the chances of a normal delivery increases considerably if somebody is active throughout pregnancy. Then you have a healthy weight gain throughout your pregnancy. Yes, weight is generally gained throughout the pregnancy phase, but it should be gained in a recommended amount. And if it is too much that is gained, then it can lead to lifestyle conditions like diabetes and hypertension. And we in India, we already are the diabetic capital of the world.
Yes.
So why to add to that constant pool? And nowadays you must be well aware of the situation that gestational diabetes is something which is commonly seen in women. They do not have diabetes earlier on; they develop during pregnancy. So something is wrong somewhere. So it prevents that. Then the chances of having preeclampsia or hypertension during pregnancy can be avoided due to this. If you're active and you're exercising, you have better metabolism, so you can regulate your system in a way that conditions like these can be avoided. Then swelling in the legs is one of the issues. Cramps in the leg becomes a big issue towards the end of the pregnancy. And then there are various conditions like backache or hip region pain or groin discomfort and all. So those things can also be prevented with targeted exercises if we do that. So you have a better sleep. Now it might look a small thing, but yes, sleep, having a good night's sleep during pregnancy is essential because you already are having so many other issues and discomforts. So it is good for the mental health overall, and that is an essential component, I think, for the mother to be like very relaxed and comfortable. So yes, it gives that night's sleep. It increases your endurance levels, which are essential during pregnancy now as well as after delivery as well, to take care of the child and all.
Yes.
And then one of the important things I would like to mention is it maintains your pelvic health. Pelvic floor muscles are strengthened now, which are essential muscles to be taken care of during pregnancy, during labor, during delivery, and after the delivery as well.
Yes.
So yes, these are some of the benefits which are there.
Yes, absolutely right, Dr. Alka. Also, during pregnancy, outside of pregnancy, endorphins, they release, exercise releases so many positive endorphins that it is a general mood uplifter for the pregnant female. And also, exercising mothers, I think studies also have shown that the babies growing inside also get cognitive benefits because of a healthier and a mentally relaxed mother. So yes, exercise. Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to add one thing there. It is said mothers who exercise, they have happier babies.
That is what, absolutely. So it is beneficial for the mother as well as for the growing baby. And sometimes women feel that I have not been exercising earlier on before getting pregnant. Would it be the right time now to start exercising? So Dr. Alka, what is the right time to start exercising in pregnancy?
Well, you can start any day. There is no such fixed time or anything. You can start any day with any exercise. But yes, you have to be a little careful about the kind of exercise that you're choosing. And it is a general, rule there that if you are exercising before conception, then you can be a little more aggressive or a little more active with these exercises. But if you are starting right now, and you were not active earlier on, then you need to be a little careful and go at a very cautious speed, and then the exercises are added on. So yes, you can start right from the first day of pregnancy up to the last day. So there's no fixed time as such.
Yes. So even if you were not exercising earlier, you can still start while you are pregnant, but it is important that you build up gradually as the strength of your body increases. The next question, Dr. Alka, can you elaborate on the type of exercises that a lady can do while she is pregnant?
Okay, now because this is a pregnancy phase and we need to be a little careful, so exercises should be low impact exercises. And the safest exercise to begin with will be walking, I would say. And walking should be at a very comfortable and pace initially. And then as you are able to do it without getting exhausted, without getting breathless and all, then you can increase the pace as well. But the golden rule will always remain that you are the best judge as to how much to exercise and when to stop. Yes. The moment you feel discomfort, the moment you feel something is not right, you need to stop then and there. And in pregnancy, every day is a different day. It's a new day. So don't think that yesterday if you walk for say 30 minutes without any issues, you'll do 45 minutes today. You can go for it, but again, you are the best judge. Then simple yoga stretches, mild exercises which can be done indoors. If you were doing swimming earlier, you can continue that. There is no issue with that. So any exercise which falls in the mild and moderate category can be done without any issues. And yes, severe ones should be avoided here.
Yes. So high impact exercises, basically the exercises where there is a risk of fall or there is a risk of bumping the bump, that is the pregnant belly. If there is a risk of the belly getting hit, then those are the kind of exercises that one should avoid. And it is very important to listen to your body. Whatever you feel comfortable doing, you should do only that much and build up gradually. Dr. Alka, are there any specific differences with regard to the type of exercises that can be done when it comes to pregnancy trimesters? Like, there may be some exercises which would favor or prepare the lady for a vaginal delivery. So can one focus on those kind of exercises more in the second and third trimester? And just please elaborate that for us a little bit.
Yes, definitely. Now, basically, we know that we have 3 trimesters, and each trimester has specific exercises which are more focused. Generally, some exercises can be done throughout your pregnancy in all the 3 trimesters. But I'll like to start with one example. Say if we do squats during pregnancy. Now, they are very important part of the exercises. But we start with squats in the first trimester, which are very mild ones, or we can skip altogether depending on what the situation is. And as we progress towards the end of the pregnancy, then squats is the only exercises we like to focus on. We go into deep squats, we go for sumo squats, we start progression with the duck walks and also that you have normal delivery. We are preparing you basically for that normal birth. But these kind of deep seated squats we generally avoid in the first trimester. It is just a precautionary way because you don't want to overexert at that time. So yes, this is how the progression goes on, and similarly it happens with other exercises as well. So they are trimester specific as well.
All right. So here I would like to tell the viewers that you would find some embedded links in this video, and those links will actually take you to Dr. Alka demonstrating these exercises, and I'm sure that all of you are going to find those links very, very useful. So please check out those links as well. Also here I would like to tell that, you know, there are certain conditions where it may not be very safe to exercise during pregnancy. So those conditions could be if your hemoglobin is very low, say it is less than 8, you are anemic. If your blood pressure is very high and you are on blood pressure medications, and despite medications the BP continues to remain high. If you have had a history of going into labor prematurely in your last pregnancy, if you broke your waters early in your last pregnancy, if in the current pregnancy you are carrying multiple gestation, that is you are having twins or a triplet pregnancy, which is of course very rare, but even with twin pregnancy one has to be very careful. So and if in the current pregnancy the ultrasound has shown that the baby's growth is lagging behind, you have a small baby or a growth restricted baby, and there is already a compromised blood flow to the baby, then these are all conditions where your doctor, your gynecologist, she may tell you that it is important for you to take rest, and it may not be very feasible for you to do moderate intensity exercises. So please always take a go ahead from your gynecologist regarding the exercises during pregnancy. Also, while you are exercising, even if there are no other risk factors, but both me and Dr. Alka have been telling you that you have to listen to your body. So while you are exercising, if you start feeling that you are feeling very, very hot, or you are feeling dizzy, or while exercising you feel that there is cramping in the lower part of your tummy and there is intermittent pain in the lower part of your tummy, if you feel that your baby is not moving well enough while you're exercising, or if you feel that you're having any bleeding or spotting or any watery discharge from the vagina, then, or if you start feeling very breathless, then those are the indications where you should stop exercising immediately, take rest, take some water, and get in touch with your gynecologist. Now, Dr. Alka, a very quick word about the Kegels exercises. We all know that they are the pelvic floor muscle strengthening exercises. Can you please tell us about the benefits of doing Kegel exercises in specific relation to pregnancy?
Yes, Dr. Neha, Kegel's exercise, they become a very important part of your exercise regime. And Kegel's exercises, basically, they strengthen your pelvic floor muscles. So you can say that they hold your all the reproductive organs and the contents in the pelvic region, and they keep it safe during pregnancy, and they need to have that strength during the delivery process, because they get stretched in the due course of your pregnancy. So they need to maintain certain amount of strength to have a normal, proper delivery process, and then to heal back again after the delivery is done. So for that, Kegel's exercise becomes very essential. Then because of the weakness in these muscles, there is a very big issue that women face, which is incontinence, dribbling of urine. Now this is seen in the last trimester more, and it is little, off-putting. They are very conscious about this. So if they do Kegel's exercise, this can be avoided. And the same thing happens after a normal delivery, after a vaginal delivery. Women face this issue for some time. And so that thing, again, your muscles will heal early if you do Kegel's exercise. So it benefits in the long run. And it's like one of the very, very essential exercises to be done throughout your pregnancy.
Yes. So they should be done while the lady is pregnant and following childbirth also, like you very rightly said. Yes, to summarize this talk, I would like to say that exercise is an integral part of pregnancy. It has so many benefits which we've already talked about. They prepare the lady better to undergo a vaginal delivery. They improve her overall health and well-being. They reduce the chances of the lady getting metabolic disorders like high blood pressure and diabetes during pregnancy. And then at the end of it, after all, it is a healthy lifestyle habit. And it is never too late to start a healthy habit. If you feel that pregnancy is the time when you should start doing it, then at least you get into the habit of doing exercises. And if you continue it, even after delivering your child, then you're on the road to staying fit and healthy throughout your life. So I think
one thing I'd like to add here, Dr. Neha, you have this very high chance of getting back to your pre-pregnancy shape at the earliest if you keep on exercising. That is something we are battling with. So many women, they are like, I want to get into the original shape I was in. So this thing definitely helps there.
Definitely. So, generally after childbirth, the tummy loses all the tone. And women, they feel, they come and they tell me that, doctor, I feel that I'm still pregnant, because the way the bump shows, it still feels that, the baby has not come out. And then so many women, Dr. Alka, they start using the belts, because they feel that wearing the belt, it helps to support my tummy. But I feel that it is only a false sense of reassurance that they are getting.
True.
Because
true.
Yeah, please tell me your views about the wearing of belt postpartum.
See, why do anybody wear a belt? The thing is, the tummy is there, it is hanging out there, and you put a belt over it and it is pushed back in. Now, your body is not working out there. It is some external thing which is pushing it back. So where is the muscle which is working? If you exercise your abdominal muscles, if you increase tone in them, if you build strength in them, it is that something which will pull it automatically. Your muscles will work and increase, will be having that tone to pull it back. But that belt thing is very temporary. Rather, using a belt, I believe it weakens your muscles, because you are not working at all. Your muscles are not working at all, and you get used to that belt. So the moment you put it out, your tummy is back again. So you can use them as a precautionary measure, after cesarean sections, if you're traveling maybe in a car and so on, that time you can use it definitely, but do not make it a habit. And nothing can get you that original tummy if you are not exercising, if you're not working on those core muscles. So it is not the belt which will be helping you in the long run, it is you doing those exercises which will be really, really beneficial.
So that is what I tell the patients all the time, that you have to, sweat it out to get the flat belly back. The belt is not going to help you there. And we hope that we will do a session on exercises after delivery some other time in greater details. And I think we've had a very fruitful and a good discussion about exercises during pregnancy and for childbirth and vaginal delivery. Please go through the video links which are given in this video. These links will take you to the actual demonstration of exercises by Dr. Alka. And also do feel free to put in your queries and questions around this topic. We'll be happy to answer them and help you out. So thank you, Dr. Alka, for being there with me today. It was a pleasure having you. We hope that the COVID situation ends soon, and instead of doing these sessions over Zoom, we are able to do them in person. So thank you, and we take your leave. All of you, stay fit, stay healthy, exercise, and take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.